make sense to you guys? The difference between the two. Is there anybody that doesn't understand? Because I'd be happy to answer any questions. Again, just one's a verb, one's a noun.
I don't understand the verb. It's just lie, place.
Yeah, and that's the official book definition. I don't like it a lot. I mean, not that I think I'm right, but that's to supply. That's basically what they're saying is the officers are going to supply police at the festival. I'm going to give police to this festival to help guard, to take care of. So the action that they're doing is supplying here. They're supplying police officers at the festival. But when I use the word police as a verb, typically I say that as if I'm trying, if I want to police something, that means I'm trying to guard something or take care of something. This is kind of an indirect way of saying that, and it's just, to me, it doesn't really get to the root of when you use that word.
Literally, it means like the officers will bring the police to that festival.
Yeah, so I guess, and that's why in this sentence it sounds kind of weird, but anytime I've heard the word police used as a verb, it's talking about to guard something or to keep order with something.
Maybe it could have two meanings. Maybe it could have.
Well, I mean, I think this is just an indirect way of saying that, and that the word supply means you're supplying police officers to keep order or to keep things under control. This is just kind of a general, I think probably a general way of saying that.
Would you mind spelling typically when you say
Oh yeah. So how do you think it's spelled?
You said I spell.
It was saying
Typically you say about
typically.
No, difficult, not difficult. Typically.
Right. Yeah. So maybe I'm hearing you wrong. Typically.
When you say about
Okay.
supply, this is the word that.
Okay. Typically.
Means the type.
Usually. Yeah.
Usually means usually.
Yeah. So usually when I use this phrase, or typically, if I say something is, if I say that's really typical of that guy, if I say to my friend that's really typical of you, that means that he has a reputation for doing that. He usually does that. So whatever I'm talking about for my friend that he does typically or usually.
นอนหลับอ่ะครับเมื่อคืนนอนหลับอ่ะทำไมอ่ะก็เห็นบอกนอนไม่ค่อยหลับจนตีสามแล้วเมื่อคืนเนาะนอนไม่หลับหนูยังไม่ง่วงกลางวันไม่ทำไงอ่ะไม่รู้ว่ามันนอนไม่หลับคนอายุเยอะ
Police for example, baby sister will police
เห็นไม่จนจอแบบไปเอาติ้งลง
the
มา
baby like this.
You'll police the
Can
baby.
we use police like this?
ฉันมาโอ้ยมันไหนผมไม่อยู่
Or use only
ตอน
for
เชียงรายอยู่
police?
เลย
Well,
แต่งได้
no, you're right in that you don't have to use it only for the police. I probably would not use it to say you're going to police a baby,
Yes.
to guard a baby or take care of it. Because police I associate more with either large events, groups of people, but it's not used in a very nurturing kind of way or loving way. It's more so for restoring order or keeping order within either event or a group of people.
For example, the lifeguards will police the swimmer. Like this.
The lifeguards will police Okay, so they could police
Yes.
the situation or supply needed people to keep order with that situation.
Yes.
But like one end, like, okay, yes, but the baby situation, probably not. So, because it's not used in like a loving, nurturing way. It's more so in keeping order, keeping peace among a group of people or a large event. Can somebody on this side of the room, can you read both of these sentences?
We all have a right to freedom of speech.
We all have a right to freedom of speech. What about this sentence? Somebody read this sentence.
What do you think is the right thing to do?
Okay, thank you. So in these cases, what is the common word here? What's the word that we're talking about?
Right.
Right. So if you guys had to guess, what would you say is the definition of right in this sentence, the first sentence?
Now, authority
Authority to? Okay.
to do.
So you're right, it's a noun.
Yes.
So if I have a right to do something, I have authority to do that. I have a privilege to do that. I was granted the authority to do that.
Freedom of speech. Right.
Do you know what freedom of speech is? The definition of this is something, I'll make this a general definition. Something you are allowed to have or do. So if I have a right to do something, it's something that I am allowed to have or to do. What about this word here, right? What is, first of all, is it a noun, a verb, adjective, adverb?
Adjective.
Adjective. What kind of thing is it?
Right.
The right thing to do. So in this case, the definition of this is probably the morally correct thing to do. So this may sound simple, but what's the opposite of right?
Wrong.
Wrong. Yeah. So again, not talking at all about something you're allowed to do or have. It's talking about something that's morally correct. Morally? Okay, so
ศีลธรรม
what is morally? Huh?
การเซนใช่ moral
Morally?
Is that not
is a thing that
Morality is morality.
Morality.
A good
Yeah.
thing to do.
Yeah, like a moral, okay. So, it's not something that's fun necessarily or necessarily always enjoyable. But if morality is based on your beliefs. So, whether it's your spiritual beliefs, religious beliefs, that based on your beliefs, on your view of the world, what you believe is morality, what you believe is a right thing to do, what you believe is a wrong thing to do. And so based on that, whatever your beliefs are, you have a definition of what right is and what wrong is. And so that's basically what you view the right thing to do is in life. So if you see, for example, a poor person on the streets, and he's homeless, and you have food to give him, this is just an example. Your beliefs may tell you, I need to help that person. That's the right thing to do. That's maybe somebody's belief. And so you might view that as the morally correct thing to do or the right thing to do to help that person in whatever way you can. So another thing is if you are taking a test or an exam. And cheat, yes, exactly. So what is the morally right thing to do? To not cheat?
yes.
Yeah. Because cheating is wrong. And so based on your beliefs, you think that cheating isn't going to benefit you, isn't a part of your beliefs, it's part of your character. So, yeah. Any other questions on this? We're going to do one more that's a little harder. Is there somebody on this side of the room? Can you read both sentences? Do you want to read? Do you want to read these sentences?
Really sad.
It is criminal to cause of this pollution.
Pollution.
The man is a criminal known to the police. The man is.
So, yeah, okay, good. So let's start with this side. The man is a criminal known to the police. So in this case, a criminal is what on this side?
Adjective. No.
Now, yeah, so now in this case, The man is a criminal. It's a thing, a person, a place. Not a place or a person. It's a thing. So in this case, it's a thing, a noun.
Criminal.
What about
ไม่ถึงตำรวจ
adjective?
ไอ้ฆาตกรคนนี้อย่างดีอ่ะ
เขาถามคำนี้เป็นคำ
So in this case,
ประโยคนี้
it is what?
Is subject.
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 So the subject is what kind? Criminal. So yeah, so basically I'm answering what kind, right? What kind of person, or what kind of thing is the subject? In this case, you're describing an adjective. How many of you know this sentence? If I say it's criminal to cause all this pollution, what does that mean?
It's against the law.
It could literally mean that. It could mean that. That's a good point. In this case, it doesn't have to mean that it's against the law. It could mean it's against the law, but in this case, if I say it's criminal to cause all this pollution, that I'm basically saying it's like a crime. Basically I'm saying this shouldn't be allowed. This is terrible what people are allowed to do. In this case, so whatever city this is, could be Bangkok, could be Beijing, cities with a lot of pollution. Somebody might, let's pretend it's Beijing. Beijing has historically a lot of pollution. There's a lot of smog everywhere. And so somebody might say it's criminal to cause all this pollution. Basically that person is saying that it should not be allowed. It should be a crime for people to cause this much pollution. For example, if there is a large factory that manufactures items in Beijing, in that factory, smoke. If it just is building up tons of smoke and is causing so much pollution, it may not necessarily be against the law, but somebody might say it's criminal. It shouldn't be allowed. It should be against the law for them to be able to create so much pollution in the air. Or I might say, instead of it's criminal, I might say it's a crime. So crime, kind of the base word of criminal. I might say it's a crime to cause all this pollution. I could be talking about it being a literal crime, like maybe something that really is against the law. But in my situation that I've used about that factory, I'm just describing that it should be a crime, that it really should not be allowed for them to do that. What about this one? The man is a criminal known to the police. In this case, criminal is a noun. What does criminal mean? In this case, what is a criminal?
People did something against the law.
Yeah, somebody who did something against the law. And in this case, it's not either somebody who, it is somebody who definitely did something against the law. It's not figurative, it's not used figuratively. In this case, if the man is a criminal, then he actually did something against the law. He broke the law. this case is using, this exercise is basically to identify examples of words that could mean two different things. And both of them are similar in that criminal, police, right. All those words have some similar meanings but are used in different ways. So that's it for that book for today.
Sure.
Yeah.
The word again, criminal is it refer to the some kind of bad thing against the law, or just you can use with the small thing like thief, steal.
Yeah, you could. I would use it not just for like large crimes, but for somebody who, as long as it's somebody who broke the law, even if it's a small crime such as theft, then that person would be referred to as a criminal. So yeah.
Even steal like one phone something.
Yeah, I guess I might use judgment there. I stole a piece of paper, so nobody calls me a criminal. But I generally any crime, yes, it would be, you'd call it a criminal. But I mean, if it's like petty theft or something really small, maybe. Because it is a harsh word, and so you don't want to call anybody who has ever stolen anything a criminal. So, just for caution. Okay. So, switching subjects. Have you guys heard this? You've heard this? Okay. Has everybody else heard this?
อย่าใส่ไข่ไว้ในอย่าใส่ไข่ไว้ฟองในหนึ่งตะกร้า
Is that in Thai?
Yes, in Thai.
So don't put all your eggs in one basket. Besides you, does anybody else know what this means?
Yes.
You know what
Do
it
you know
means?
what it means?
Such as when we เขาเรียกอะไรนั่งเครื่องบินอย่าลำเดียวกันเดี๋ยวตายหมดอ่ะ
Don't go to one plane together. We will die all together. Don't go to one plane. And we will die
The
together.
family when go to abroad should be
Separate. Don't go
Yeah,
together.
that's one way of using it.
go together and die together.
Yeah. Okay. So in that, okay, that would work. I've used it more, not life or death situations before. Who does not? Raise your hand if you do not know what this means. Does everybody over here know what it means? Do you guys all know what it means? What does it mean?
Or don't invest the old money in one pot.
Okay, so yeah. So in this case, the eggs are all your resources. Everything that you hope to do. They're all your resources. The basket is your hope, what you hope to do. If you're putting all your resources, all your effort into one goal, one hope, You don't want to do that. What if that goes wrong? What if that fails? You put all your resources, all your efforts into one basket. That basket or that thing fails. You've wasted all your energy, all your effort, maybe all your money into that one hope. And you don't want to do that. So it sounds like you guys know what that means. One example, just one example before we talk about another one, is that I have a friend who has, back in the United States, who has this idea to want to start a restaurant business. And he really wants to start it. He's trying to think of all these different resources to try to get this restaurant business started, to start a restaurant. But what he's doing is he doesn't have any fallback plan. So in other words, if this fails, he hasn't thought of any other options that he might do instead of the restaurant business. So in this case, he's putting all his money, or he's really hoping or betting that all of this will come true. He is hoping it will because he's putting all of his resources into this restaurant idea. It's good if it works, but if it fails, then it's a disaster. He's lost a lot of money, a lot of resources, plus it's morally defeating because he feels like he failed. Versus if he thinks of this restaurant business as a good idea, and he also has these other backup plans, then he's not putting all his eggs in one basket. He's not putting all his hopes into this one idea. Does that make sense? Okay.
อย่าเอาความหวังสู่สิ่งเดียว
ที่แค่ว่ามันเสี่ยงไป
ใช่
ที่บริษัทเราผู้ใหญ่ปีนเขาต้องแยกปีเขาไม่ให้ไปรับเดียวตายเดี๋ยวตายหมู่
của tập thể bàn
ส่วนใหญ่จะไปด้วยกัน MS 370มาเลเซียแอร์เวย์มาเลเซียแอร์ไลน์ได้ทั้งโอ้
ยิ่งเขาสามีภรรยานะเขาให้แยกปีตายไปคนหนึ่งมีคนเลี้ยงลูกเพราะวันนี้เรายังไม่เข้าใจนะไปอยู่เมื่อวานเรายังไม่ติดใครจะเคลียร์ให้เราได้นะเนี่ยวันนี้นะ
จริงเนี่ยเอาเลยตอกตะปู
Have you heard this one?
เนาะ
Okay. So to hit the nail on the head. You heard this one? Okay.
มันแน่นเนี่ยมันชัวร์
I'm gonna keep going until there's something that nobody's heard.
It's sure to do something. I mean, to do something is sure. If you hit the nail on the head.
To do something?
Yeah, to do something. You make sure.
ใช่
ไม่รู้เข้าใจไหม
I mean,
No.
a little different. It's not. It's related. It's related to that. I'll talk about that. So, to hit the nail on the head. So again, I like to start with drawings. So here's a little drawing.
สวย
ชอบอะไรมันก็สวยจัง
Okay. So a piece of wood, a nail. So in order to put the nail into the piece of wood, where do I have to hit the nail with the hammer?
on the board, in the wood.
Where do I have to hit the nail?
At the head.
On the head. Only on the head. So the head is just a small part of it. So you have to be very precise, very accurate with your hammer in order to hit the nail on the head. But if you do it, it works. It drives the nail into the wood. So to hit the nail on the head, to get something